Hey friends, this is Jennifer Terri and welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll talk about immigration press releases, flight advisories, and what to expect, what will happen for the following days when it comes to the travel rules in the Philippines. Let's start with a press release of the Bureau of Immigration yesterday entitled Restricted aliens traveling to the Philippines for emergency humanitarian reasons may seek exemption from the National Task Force. So I will make this short, guys, and we will not read the whole press release. So in this statement by the Commissioner Jaime Morente, he clarified that entry exemptions by other agencies issued before the travel ban was imposed cannot be used to enter the country during the heightened travel ban, which started last March 22 and ends on April 21. So he pointed out that the IATF resolution clearly states that only the National Task Force chairman or his authorized representative may approve requests to allow the entry of foreigners on emergency, humanitarian, and analogous cases. Apart from an entry exemption from the National Task Force, they should also have a visa for foreigners to enter during this travel suspension period. The Bureau of Immigration chief issued this clarification following reports that several foreigners without the National Task Force issued entry exemptions were recently denied. Furthermore, the Bureau of Immigration chief stressed that it is the airline's responsibility and the ships as well to ensure that only foreign nationals eligible to enter the country are allowed to board the Philippine-bound flight. How come the airlines allow these people who are not supposed to enter the Philippines board the plane? I think some airlines are also confused with the rules as they keep changing. Are they not updated with the rules? I wonder, where do airlines get their information? So airline mistakes is not new. We've seen so many incidents in which airlines are misinformed about the inbound rules in the Philippines. We have former Filipinos back in February who were refused to board, or foreign spouses who were traveling with their Filipino spouse but were asked for a visa because the airline didn't know about the Balikbayan program. Rather than passing on the blame or the issue to the airlines, I think the Bureau of Immigration should look at themselves and say, are we lacking of disseminating information, or are we not making it clear to the airlines or to the people? Anyway, going back to the press release, Morente nonetheless assured that aliens that this travel restriction is only temporary, which is a result of the COVID spike or COVID-19 cases. Is that only the reason? I wonder. And he said that we hope that after this spike, the number of cases continue to downtrend. So we may be able to revive the international travel and tourism sector. He said temporary only and saying continue to downtrend. That sounds promising, Sir Morente. Assured talaga. The second press release was posted last April 7. It was about aliens not traveling with their Pinoy or Filipino kin can't enter the Philippines during the travel ban. I mentioned the guys that I didn't make a video about this because it's basically just the same like the travel advisories we've been talking about. So with this Bureau of Immigration press release, they reiterated that foreign parents, spouses, and children of Filipino citizens cannot enter the Philippines unless they travel with their Filipino family and that they have a valid visa upon entry. In this press release, the immigration also added that the Balikbayan privilege, which allows the visa-free entry of foreign spouses and children of Filipinos, remains suspended. So yes po, former Filipinos, bawal pa ding pumasok. Sa mga sawa na sa inbound restrictions, or those who still consider the Philippines as their second home, maybe in the future you want to accumulate properties in the Philippines, or you want to retire in the Philippines in the future, then I would really suggest to apply for a dual citizenship po. If you want to be always allowed to the Philippines, to avoid this inconvenience like travel ban. That's just how it is po in many countries. Going back, this press release of reminding foreign nationals or foreign parents, foreign spouses, and children of Filipinos that they need to travel with their Filipino family member and that they need a visa prior to entry is because, again, There were reports that a handful of foreign nationals were denied entry at the airports for attempting to come to the Philippines without their Filipino spouse, children, or parent. See, another incident. So it doesn't make sense though, because foreign spouse, parents, and children will come to the Philippines for the main reason, to reunite with their family. We claim to be a family-oriented country, and yet we are separating families. It's very sad. The people who made this must be traveling together rule are those who do not have families overseas. So we are hoping that the IATF removes this rule ASAP of must be traveling together. Anyway, the ban on foreign nationals, including Balikbayan program, which started March 22, is supposed to finish on April 21. So aside from prohibiting the entry of foreigners, the IATF also ordered a restriction in the number of inbound international travelers to only 1,500 in NAIA. That one takes effect until April 19. Let's see if that travel cap will actually be removed and will go back to the 3,000. I think that's a good sign that the entry suspension would be lifted. So let's see. As to the decision as to when we will find out whether the travel suspension, entry suspension will be lifted or extended, we don't know, but I wish we knew, no? But knowing the history of the Philippine government announcements, it is highly likely that we will find out April 20, because they always leave their announcement up to the very last minute. So as the travel cap in NAIA continues, flight cancellations are being added, especially by Philippine Airlines. They are the airline that is mostly affected by the travel cap. They have the most number of flights, so they have the most number of cancellations. Okay, the first for two are the flights that are cancelled: Port Moresby, Vancouver, Hong Kong, Guam, Tokyo, Fukuoka, Singapore, Dubai, Jakarta. On April 12, there's more flights that are being cancelled in America, in Asia, even in Middle East. And on April 13, Asian flights and Middle East flights, Tokyo, Taipei, Singapore, Dammam, and Dubai. And April 14, more flights, Seoul, Nagoya, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, and Dubai. And April 15, again, Guam, Los Angeles, Seoul, Hong Kong, Tokyo, Narita, Singapore, and Vancouver. April 16 as well, and then April 17. So if you have an upcoming flight, please consult your email, because you should receive the email saying if your flight is rerouted, rescheduled, or cancelled. So the protocols in Manila is still the same. The protocols in Clark is still the same. That's 6 days quarantine. 6th day you'll be tested and then wait for your negative result and BOQ certificate, then you're out. That's what's going on, guys. Tonight, the IATF will have a meeting to discuss as to the community quarantine classification of NCR+, which is the ECQ is supposed to finish April 11. So tonight, we'll find out, will it be extended or will the quarantine classification be eased into a less restrictive measure? So tonight is a big night, Char, and the IATF and the fate of the Filipino people. So that's what's happening, guys. I'll see you again on my next video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I'll see you again. Ingat po kayo and stay safe. Bye!